EA Sports. And if it's in the game, it's in the game. It's the Cleveland Browns and the Tennessee Titans. Next on Madden NFL 25.
EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to Music City. Welcome to Nashville, Tennessee, and Nissan Stadium on the shores of the Cumberland River. So good to have you with us, Mike Tirico, Greg Olson up here in the booth. And Greg, this is one of those games that it's a little old school. Maybe if it was in black and white, it would be fitting, right? We got a couple of teams who love to hand it off and see their running backs do it on the ground.
It's just so cool, and you mentioned it, Mike. Maybe 10, 15 years ago, this would have been the norm on any given weekend, but we're seeing the game trend to more of a passing-style offense. If you want to score points, it mostly comes through the air. So for these two kind of throwback offenses that rely so heavily on their running backs, for anybody that loves old-school power football, I think we're in for a treat.
The veteran Nick Folk about ready to get this show started. And off we go from Nashville. On the return, it's Jerome Ford. And he'll be brought down right around the 25-yard line. The Cleveland offense set to take the field for the first time. Leading them out, the veteran quarterback first-round pick back in 2017, Deshaun Watson.
There was a time, and it wasn't very long ago, Mike, that this guy was trending towards becoming one of the best quarterbacks in the entire NFL. He has to find a way to get back to stacking strong performances, one after another, and keep his team in the hunt. It'll be interesting to see how this one plays out, but if he plays well, his team is always going to have a strong chance of winning.
Watson going to throw right away. To the sideline. That's caught by Judy.
Nice job here by the defense. Did a good job just covering up everything for the most part. So once this ball was caught, really didn't have much of a choice but to just head out of bounds and pick up a modest gain.
They'll come up on a 2nd down and 8. On the carry, this is Nick Chubb. He'll manage only a couple. Amani Hooker there on the tackle. Here comes 3rd and 6. From the shotgun, here's Watson. Taking off, he'll try to get there. They get an even 20 on that one. It's a Browns first down.
This is an element that defensively you always have to be ready to defend. You can't just accept that it's a pass and be so consumed with the receivers downfield. You have to account for the quarterback as a scrambler. You can see why, as he's able to get out of the pocket and pick up the first down.
They'll go 3 tight ends here on 1st and 10. Watson going to give it to Chubb. That one never got started. Defensive pressure too much, and they drop him in the backfield.
Every team makes an emphasis on winning first down, but as a defense, when you're able to take them back for a loss, 2nd and long, you can really become more of a pass-centric defense and really tips the scales into your favor.
That's complete. It's Cedric Tillman. And that'll go for a gain of 7, and it's going to set up 3rd down. Shotgun snap to Watson. That's to the open man. It's Tillman. It's a gain of 12 there. First down, Cleveland.
3rd downs, Mike, those are quarterback downs. Those are the downs where you tend to find yourself in a must-pass situation, and that's where the top guys in the league are still capable of overcoming it. So throw the ball downfield, be accurate with the ball. Winning on 3rd downs, that is a recipe for success.
And he'll be stacked up at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play.
What makes great linebackers stand out from the pack is their instincts and their vision. In this case, the linebacker has his keys, brings him right where the ball is going, and he's able to make a play at the point of attack and keep this to a no gain.
To throw on second down is Watson. And that's going to be incomplete. Coverage was good that time. The contact jarring the ball loose and forcing third down.
Timing and trust, critical elements of this quick passing game. If your target and the quarterback are not on the same page, it winds up being an incompletion and a wasted down.
Throwing on third down, Watson. Give him 11 on the scramble and give them a new set of downs.
Having a quarterback with this ability to run is such an X factor in today's NFL. It's an element of their offense that you have to be prepared for on every single play. Here we see it on third down. Starts out as a pass, nowhere to go with the ball. He tucks it, turns into a runner, picks up the first down.
Not much to speak of on that one. Maybe a gain of a yard. It's second down. They'll run. This is Jerome Ford. He'll get 4 and down inside the 20-yard line. A lengthy opening drive. Now comes to this. It is third down. Out of the gun, Watson. That's caught by Ford. And he's going to have enough for a first down. He's out of bounds after a gain of 5.
One of the easiest ways to negate these really good pass rushes in the NFL, Mike, is just to simply get the ball out of the quarterback's hand as fast as possible. And sometimes it's by design, sometimes it's based on need, but really nice job there by the quarterback, getting into the hands of his receiver and then see what he can do after the catch. Certainly not the biggest play of the day, but a good example of picking up positive yardage, staying ahead of the chains by a well-timed ball and a well-timed route.
Second and a yard. Njoku, the tight end, is the one in motion. They'll stay on the ground with Chubb. And nothing develops there. It'll stay right at the 5-yard line. No gain on that one.
Great job here defensively, Mike. Make them snap the ball again. 2nd and 1, they're not conceding anything. Make it 3rd and 1 and see if your defense can come up again with a stop for no gain.
3rd and 2, and it's Watson. Nowhere to get away, and he's going to go down.
The best thing they did here, Mike, is keep their rush lane integrity. What that means is you have to rush the quarterback as a unit. Keep him in the pocket. Keep him on that X. And when you do, man, he becomes a sit and duck for this pass rush.
Fourth down, Dustin Hopkins now for the Browns field goal. This about as short as you can get. Hopkins' kick is good. And the Browns will take a 3-0 lead.
A lot of times as an offensive player, you come off the field, you're not thrilled to end a drive like this with a field goal. But I think in this case, you can label it a success. You were able to operate your offense. You were able to quiet this crowd just a little bit and come away with an early lead.
Three points on that opening drive. We'll see the response as the kick's away. The return starts from the 5. And it'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. The Tennessee offense taking the field for the first time. They'll be let out by their quarterback, the veteran from Oklahoma State. it's Mason Rudolph.
The thing that has always really stood out and impressed me the most about this guy, Mike, is how steady and reliable he is anytime he's called upon. You know exactly what you're getting anytime he's under center. Maybe not the biggest arm in the world, but I'll tell you what, he gives you just enough to work with, and he is capable of getting the job done.
Rudolph gonna throw right away. He'll get this complete. Nick Westbrook-Akine. They'll come up now for 2nd down and 4. First carry for the man from Memphis, Tony Pollard. And he's going to be brought down up past the 45.
Look how everybody moves in sync on this play, Mike. You have the linemen hitting their pull blocks, the guys on the outside working one-on-one. They clear just enough room to let him hit it, and next thing you know, picks up the first down.
A fresh set of downs to work with. It is 1st down and 10. They send Ridley in motion. To throw is Rudolph. It is caught. It is Westbrook-Akine. After the catch, he gets that forward for a gain of 9.
Well, let's give some credit to the big boys up front in the trenches. They knew that blitz was coming. They held up just long enough that the quarterback could get that ball out safely and results in a completion.
A good spot here, 2nd and a yard. Off play action. He'll set up to throw. This one intercepted. Picked by Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah. And his offense is going to be all set up with a short field and a chance to extend their lead.
Well, that's the fast start they talked about all week, Mike. You come out, you take the immediate lead with your opening drive. Your defense goes out there, they force a turnover early. All these plays allow you to just keep stacking momentum early in this ball game. This game is far from over, but anytime you get out to a start like this, it is a lot harder for your opponent to battle back.
The Browns offense ready now for their 2nd drive. They've got the lead, and they'll set forth trying to build on it, and they're going to do that with excellent field position. Now a 1st and 10 from the 38-yard line. They give it, and it's 4. And that'll be a pickup of 3. They face 2nd down and 7. They'll run once more with 4. Good running there. He's got the 1st down inside the 30.
2nd down at these distances, Mike, you pretty much anticipate a pass, and I think that's what the defense was lined up thinking. In this case, they leave a little too much room on the ground, and the offense is able to pick up a 1st down.
On 1st down, Watson. Now they are in business inside the 15-yard line.
And this is something the defense knew they had to contain coming in today, Mike. They worked all week on containing this quarterback, but here we are. Early on in the game, a nice scramble there, good yardage, and he's able to pick up the 1st down.
Watson now on 1st down. This throw left is complete with Judy.
You can see the eyes of the quarterback. He's trying to push this ball initially downfield, but with the defense doing a good job keeping a lid on the coverage, he's forced to check this ball down to the shallow route. But this is something that they know in the future. If I need a couple yards, they can come back to this play.
On the ground, this is Ford. And he'll get this ahead. Gain of about 4, and it leads to 3rd down. Throwing is Watson. He'll try to run, and he's into the end zone. Deshaun Watson. Touchdown, Cleveland. The defense comes up with the coverage, but they cannot keep up with the speed as the quarterback scrambles to the end zone for the touchdown.
And down here in the red zone, Mike, is where I think a quarterback's legs can be the most dangerous. The defenders are trying to match backs, match tight ends and receivers, but often it's the quarterback that has no one assigned to him, and in this case, he's able to capitalize and run it in himself.
Dustin Hopkins now to add the extra point. He knocks it through, and the Browns are out to a 10-0 lead. Here's Hopkins now after the touchdown. He'll boot this one away. This taken in at the 8-yard line. And they'll bring him down just shy of the 30-yard line. The Titans offense ready to take over for their second possession. The deficit is at 10, so an important drive forthcoming. Getting started with 1st and 10. They'll start this one with a 3 tight end look. They'll give it to Pollard to start this drive. And tough running there. He's up to the 32. Grant Delpit up to make the play. Second and 7. They'll run once more, and it's Pollard again. And this is going to be a Titans first down. The tackle made at about the 43-yard line.
And a nice pickup there by the back with an explosive run play. And it's important to point out, Mike, this offensive play caller, he's still working off that opening script. It doesn't necessarily have to just be the first possession. Using formations, using run game and pass. Unmask the defense and understand where to take the play calling as the game unfolds.
And they'll have it across midfield down at the opposing 46-yard line.
Not a whole lot complicated about this play, Mike. That was understanding where the holes of the defense were. Remember, in this zone coverage, you got to find green grass. Get past the first down marker, be friendly to the quarterback, and then the ball has to be out on time before those zone defenders can react to the receiver. It's exactly how it played out here. You can draw up all the fancy plays you want, but when the quarterback and the receiver see it through the same set of eyes, it's virtually impossible to stop. The timing of the jet sweep is critical. If you can get the ball carrier past the end man on the line, typically there's a lot of space downfield, but give credit to the defense. They saw this one play out, they reacted quickly, and they're able to throw him down for a loss.
Now a screen. Here's Pollard. And they'll get about 8 out of that one, but still a little work to do now on 3rd down. Here's Rudolph. He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
Got to give a lot of credit here to the coverage unit, Mike. There was plenty of time for the quarterback to work through his progression. I thought the protection was actually pretty solid. But at the end of it, there was just nowhere to go, and he had no choice but to just throw that ball away.
So on 4th down, the Titans turn it over to Ryan Stonehouse to punt, as they'll say no to the long field goal and hope to pin them deep. And no return forthcoming. It's a touchback and will come out to the 20-yard line. The Browns offense ready to take over once more. They've got the 10-0 advantage here early, and they'll see if they can add to it. Beginning on this drive, 1st and 10. Back to throw is Watson. A throw left side, but it's going to wind up incomplete. Jerry Jeudy, the intended target, and it'll lead to a 2nd down.
You know, there's a fine line between trusting your arm and having a little bit too much faith in your arm, right? I think this was one of those situations here, Mike, where there was nowhere to go with the ball. He tries to fit that one in there anyway, and he's lucky that it just falls incomplete.
He'll get that into the hands of Nick Chubb. And nice work there after the catch. He's a little short of the 1st down after a gain of 7.
There's a lot of ways to get the ball in the hands of your running backs, and it's not always by just handing it to them. In this case, it's a simple check down, picks up a good gain, brings up 3rd down.
They'll come up to 3rd and 3. Watson. He'll try and get there on the ground.
Great reaction by the defense. At first, Mike, it looked like there was enough room out there for the quarterback to pick this one up himself, but they were able to rally to the ball, and I think the officials are going to mark him just short.
So on 4th down, the lefty, Corey Bojorquez to punt for Cleveland. Jaquan Jackson is back deep for Tennessee. Out comes the Tennessee offense. They get set to see what they can do. They'll begin with 1st and 10. Rudolph. Down the field, he's got his tight end Okonkwo. And what an effort after the catch. He goes all the way. 80 yards. Touchdown, Tennessee. Using the tight end to get to the end zone, Greg, it's your old position. You're very familiar with that. That catch and carry. What an ability for your tight end to take it to the house.
Yeah, and this was never really the strength of my game, Mike, but we're seeing so many tight ends around the league who not only are great at securing the catch and making the tough ones, but it's their ability to extend the play after the catch that's separating them, just like we saw here.
Folks' extra point is good. And the Titans are on the board. It's 10-7. After the touchdown, out is Folk to kick this one away. Pierre Strong on the return. And their drive will begin at the 30-yard line. The Browns offense ready to come back out for this next possession. They lead by a field goal as they go to work with a 1st and 10. They'll open this drive on the ground with 4. They'll mark them down up at the 44-yard line.
This offense has to be thrilled, Mike, with the success they've had here on the ground in this opening quarter. Now as the rest of the game unfolds, everything in the game plan continues to open up.
So they come to the line for 1st down and 10. Here's Watson. Open man, and that's Tillman. And they're going to work this down inside the 45.
Anytime you're facing a zone defense, you're working from your first progression all the way through. But when guys are open in this level, Mike, they don't stay open very long. So what they taught us as receivers, if you're open, stay open. And if you're not open, you better get open quick because that ball is coming out.
That's taken in by Chubb. And they'll get about 4 here as he is taken down.
What an advantage it brings a defense when you have cornerbacks that are such willing tacklers. It just brings an extra element to the ability to defend the entire field. And this is a great example here why.
Here's 2nd and 6. Now Watson. A throw, right side, taken by Njoku.
Really nice job here by the quarterback, understanding what did he need to pick up a fresh set of downs. In this case, that underneath drag route was all it took. Get the ball into the hands of your receiver, pick up a first down.
Throwing again is Watson. A throw left side, gonna be intercepted. Picked off by Roger McCreary. And the Titans force the turnover. They'll take over at their own 27-yard line. A touchdown apiece here in the first quarter of play. 10-7 is the score. And we're back in Music City after this. The drive starts. It's a carry by Pollard. A gain of 4 as he's taken down. Here's a 2nd and 6. Rudolph looking to throw. That one complete. It's Tyler Boyd. And they'll whistle him down, but not before he picks up a first down after a gain of 7.
Really nice timing on that slant route. You can tell the quarterback and the wide receiver are completely on the same page, and when executed at that level, it's virtually impossible to stop.
Now, faking the give, he'll let one go down the middle. That'll be batted away, incomplete. Coverage very strong defensively. It's 2nd down.
I think that's one of those cases where he just tried to put a little bit too much on it and fit it into that window, Mike, and sails it high. Give his guy a chance to bring that one down. Put that ball on his chest and help him secure that catch. At this level, when you're that open, that ball has to be completed.
And he'll work his way past the 40. He's tackled after a gain of 4. Third and 6. Now Rudolph. Under pressure, and he'll go down. They got him.
Outside of a turnover, this was probably the worst-case scenario. Immediate pressure in his face with nowhere to go with the ball downfield. Just get the ball out of your hand. Live to play another down. Instead, he retreats backwards and leads to a massive loss.
Here's Ryan Stonehouse now, as he's on to punt for the 2nd time. The Browns offense getting their final instructions before heading back onto the field. They'll try to establish some tempo as they start this one with 1st and 10. Shotgun snap to Watson. On the quick slant, that's Judy. And they'll bring him down, but not until he gets to the 38-yard line.
Well, the run after catch is certainly nice, and they're definitely going to take it. But watch the savviness of the route running. Certain guys just have a better field for running these slant routes than others, and it's a nice result.
So, 1st and 10 here now at the 38. Here's 4. And he'll get about 5. They'll break the huddle. It's 2nd and 5. To throw is Watson. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes.
You can tell the quarterback has built a lot of confidence in his ability to make plays today with his feet. The defense has had a hard time keeping him in check, and this time, much better job in pursuit. Even though he was able to get outside the pocket, they were able to chase him down and bring him down for a sack.
So, backed up after the sack, and now it's 3rd and long. From the shotgun, here's Watson. The pressure all over him. He goes down again.
We're starting to see in these passing situations, Mike, this defensive line is starting to have their way against this group up front, because right now, their pass protection is breaking down, and his quarterback's paying the price for it.
Here's Corey Bojorquez now. He'll punt for the 2nd time after hitting a beauty in his first effort. Here comes Jackson on the return. And he'll be brought down. Short return, and they'll take over there. The Titans offense starting to trot out for this next possession. This one has been tight so far. A field goal separating the two sides as this drive kicks off with 1st and 10. Throwing, Rudolph. Connecting with his tight end, Okonkwo. And he'll be taken down rather swiftly after a gain of just 3.
Defense does a nice job here initially using zone coverage to take away the middle of the field. That's the most valuable real estate in football. Quarterback gets off his first read, sees some openings to the sideline, and him and his receiver are able to connect.
Now a handoff to Pollard. And he's got it to the 35-yard line.
The goal of every offense, Mike, is to find a way to establish a balance between the run and the pass. With some success here early on the ground, will open up things as the game unfolds for the quarterback in this passing game.
Ball out to the 35-yard line as they come up for 1st and 10. Back to throw is Rudolph. And he can't hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be 2nd down.
For the most part, he's been very accurate with the ball. I mean, he's completing over 60% of his passes, but because they haven't been able to get any big explosive plays, continue to push the ball downfield, hasn't really translated on the scoreboard just yet.
He's going to get it to Okonkwo.
The drag route is such a good way to get the ball early into the hands of your tight end and take some pressure off the quarterback and give him an easy completion. The size and the athleticism allows them to try to pick up more yards, but do it after the catch.
They'll spread the formation here. Let's see what the call is on 3rd and inches. To throw is Rudolph. He'll get this into the hands of Ridley, complete. And he's going to have the 1st down. So they convert on 3rd down with a pickup of 9.
3rd and inches, you see a lot of teams try to take a shot. Why, Mike? Because they know on 4th and inches, they still have a chance to convert the 1st down. The shot wasn't there, but they're still able to pick up a nice gain and convert and bring up 1st down.
Now the former Tulane star. Here's Tyjae Spears. They converge on him quickly. He'll only get a couple. That was Jordan Hicks who got him down. Second down and 8. Out of the gun, they give it to Pollard. And that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, nothing more.
You could just see the frustration on the running back's face as he's getting helped up off the ground, Mike. There was just nowhere to go from the moment he was handed the ball. Give credit to the defense. Great job.
They need 8 as they come up for third down. They'll look to throw. That's caught. It's Westbrook-Akine. And they're going to be set up in the red zone. They've got it inside the 15.
If you want to score points at a high level in the NFL, you have to generate explosive plays. And after that big chunk pass play, they find themselves now down there in the red zone, and this is where you have to finish drives.
Space getting tight here, down to the 13-yard line. They work 1st and 10. The motion man is Boyd. They run on the jet sweep. And this defense having nothing of that, they get him down behind the line.
I'm thinking, Mike, they might have had a little tendency on him or been tipped off pre-snap, because it seemed to me like that defense was just ready and waiting for the jet sweep. There wasn't a whole lot he could do. He takes the loss.
He'll look to throw. He'll look middle here, caught by Boyd. And they'll get about 8 out of that one, but still a little work to do now on third down.
I really like the balance that they've showed so far on this drive, Mike, and what that does is it makes the defense have to defend the entire field. The run game and the pass game, everything looks the same. There's no tells, so they can't afford to just dial up certain schemes to take away a run or a pass. They've got to defend the entire playbook, and so far, they've done a great job on this drive doing just that. What an impressive drive this has really been, and it's a combination of big plays and third down conversions. Now, after that last third down pickup, it's 1st and goal. They got a chance to finish this really impressive drive and come away with 6.
He'll drop to throw. To the end zone there, but it is incomplete. Tyler Boyd was the intended target for that one. And it'll bring up 2nd and goal.
That was a perfectly timed hit, and I think it actually saved 6 points, Mike. He got there just as the ball did, and I think it was the contact that separated him from the ball.
And this throw out of the back of the end zone. It's incomplete.
You can feel them starting to press a little bit, especially with this passing game. They find themselves so close to the end zone, they got to get it over the goal line. You got to be a little bit more accurate. You got to be a little bit smarter with the ball, and right now, the timing, the spacing, it's just not matching up.
They'll try and run. Here's Pollard. Good blocking, and he's in. Tony Pollard. Touchdown, Tennessee. So on 3rd and goal, they run it in. Sometimes, Greg, that's 4-down territory. They didn't need to do it on 4th down, taking care of it on the 3rd down for the touchdown.
Yeah, and when you find yourself down here this close, Mike, you have to finish these drives off. I'm with you. I think he was going to give his back 2 shots there to punch it in, but he only needed 1.
Folk now for the extra point. He's got it. And the Titans are on top. It's 14-10. After the touchdown, out is Folk to kick this one away. Here comes Ford on the return. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. Now it's the Browns' turn as they get set to take over again on offense. They trail by 4. A touchdown gives them the lead. Drive begins with 1st and 10. Back to throw is Watson. He's got it in the hands of Elijah Moore. And that's a nice pickup on a 1st down throw. It's a gain of 8. Here's 2nd and 2. Here's a handoff to Chubb. And he's going to be brought down up past the 45.
Up until that run, this first half, it's kind of been tough sledding here for this run game. They'd love to see him get going. That last big pickup's going to go a long way.
Set to go now on 1st and 10. Once again, it's Chubb. And they're going to work this down inside the 45.
Starting to see a back right now, Mike, that's finding his way with this defense. Back-to-back big gains. Have to see, do they just continue to ride the hot hand, or do they start putting the ball in the air?
On 1st and 10, here's Watson. Gets it away quickly, and it's caught. And that keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a 1st down completion of 7 yards. Here's 2nd and 3 to go. Out of the gun, Watson. But we try to fit in the slant, and it was intercepted. Picked off by L'Jarius Sneed.
So this is where an offensive play caller needs to come to the rescue of his quarterback, because this defense, they're onto you. They've got 2 picks. They're starting to pick up on your tendencies. They're shifting guys over to counter them. Now you've got to add some wrinkles. Now you've got to throw them a curveball and try to shift back some of that advantage to your side of the ball.
Tony Pollard heading out with the rest of his Tennessee teammates for their next drive. The lead sits at 4, so they'll try to add on to that. This drive begins with 1st and 10. On play action, he'll set up to throw. That ball flutters to the ground. It's incomplete. Well, fortunate there wasn't a defender right there in the area. Could have been a turnover. Instead, it brings up 2nd down.
So defensively, there's always the initial pass coverage plan. And then when that breaks down and the quarterback goes into scramble mode, how fast can you then move on to the second phase and what they call plaster, meaning find the nearest receiver and almost play him man-to-man. And it's exactly what they did here, and there was nowhere for the ball to go, and he's forced to just throw it away. In a lot of offenses, Mike, these quick passes to the wide receivers really fall under the run category. Of course, they're going to go down as a forward pass, but to a lot of offensive coordinators in the league, it's a lot easier to pick up 1st and 2nd down yardage on these quicks than it is to turn around and hand it off to your running back and count on blocking everybody.
Trying to set up the screen, but it is not there. He just had to spike it. It's incomplete, and it'll bring up 4th down.
You can't fault the quarterback on this one, Mike. He really didn't even have much of an opportunity. By the time he hit the top of his drop and got his eyes downfield, the defense was all over him, and he really had no choice but to just get that ball out of his hand and live to play another snap.
The visitors' offense ready to get back to work. They'll start out first down and 10. Now it's Watson. That's caught. Down the field is Tillman. Love to start any drive like that. 18 on the first play. And a first down.
Nice way to start the drive here. Really good protection by the guys up front. Good decision by the quarterback to find his read. Ball's accurate, ball's on time. Now they're able to start this drive and get on the move the right way.
First and 10. Watson going to give it to Chubb. And he'll get back maybe to the line of scrimmage, but probably going to be a loss of a yard here.
Number one rule of run blocking for the offensive line is you don't want to allow penetration. It just doesn't give your running back any angles to cut and find the hole. It's exactly how it played out here. They've got to do a better job holding the line of scrimmage and not getting pushed back.
On second down, here's Watson. And they'll hold him to a gain of just a couple and sets up third down.
And this is where the versatility of the tight end position really starts coming into play. Not only do they have to line up with their hand on the ground, but they can occasionally split out in the slot. And man, they're too fast for linebackers, and a lot of times they're too big for defensive backs.
Taking off, he'll try to get there.
This is all about sensing the pressure. You can see him keeping his eyes downfield as long as he can. But ultimately he decides, I got to tuck this ball and become a runner. He's able to avoid the sack, pick up some positive yards.
Here's their punter now, as he is on to punt for Cleveland. And this one's going to land out of bounds as they'll mark it inside the 20. The Titans offense and running back Tony Pollard going to take over once again. They'll see if they can put something together here, beginning with first and 10. Here's Rudolph. Open man, he's got Boyd. And he'll be taken down just shy of the 30.
We've really seen both teams have a lot of success moving the ball throughout this entire first half, and just seems this possession's going to be more of the same as they start this drive.
Rudolph. Quick throw, out wide, it's caught. And he'll be taken down as we tick down to the 2-minute warning. 2 minutes to go here till halftime. We're back to Nashville in a moment. He'll come to the line now on 2nd and 2. Rudolph looking to throw. Short pass taken in by the tight end. And they'll get him down after a gain of 5, but that is enough for a first down.
Well, we'll give a little credit here defensively. Even though they allow the first down, we've seen defenses really struggle bringing this big tight end to the ground, and they didn't allow him to pick up a bunch of yards after contact, but he was able to get just enough to pick up the first down.
Now Rudolph. Little short pass here, caught by his tight end. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on first down.
The drag route. We used to say this is day one install. Every single offense in the NFL has this sort of route, especially for the tight end position. And depending on the speed and the run after catch ability of the tight end, sometimes it can lead to some of the biggest gains.
This one pulled in by Westbrook-Akine. And they'll move this one down inside the 40-yard line.
And now you can see they're really getting in rhythm in this 2-minute drive. Now, after that last completion, Mike, they cross midfield. Now the mindset goes to, all right, we got to come away with some points. They've got a quarterback who's in complete control, and they got to see if they can finish this thing off.
The Titans will use the first of their timeouts as the clock stops with 46 seconds remaining in the first half. They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10. The tight end Okonkwo is in motion. Who else? Another catch for his favorite target.
It's not the big play they were hoping for, but first down efficiency, staying ahead of the chains, is what every offense is trying to find, and it brings up a manageable second down.
They'll look to throw yet again. And he'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
Throughout this entire game, we've really seen this quarterback operate very efficiently, not only being able to spread the ball to multiple playmakers, Mike, but really complete a high percentage of his passes. So can't let that last incomplete break what's been a really nice rhythm so far.
Throwing, Rudolph. Now a screen. Here's Pollard. And he's going to have the first down as he gets out of bounds, and he stopped the clock as well.
The most impressive thing about this drive, Mike, has really just been their efficiency. They've just continued to pick up first downs, fresh sets of downs. We just saw there with that third down conversion, continue to possess the ball. These opportunities to come away with points continue to go up.
Back to throw is Rudolph. That's going to wind up incomplete. Not much time remaining. Time for one more snap here in this first half.
Up until that incompletion, they've done a really nice job on this drive, Mike, picking up fresh sets of downs. And typically, throwing the ball on first down is a great way to do it. But now they find themselves in 2nd and 10. Do you keep it in the air and try to get the first down here? Or is the idea to just make third down manageable and take your chances picking up a key third down? And that's a really nice boost here before the break. I mean, you work the clock well, you're able to steal some points. The biggest thing is you're able to build a little momentum now going into the locker room at halftime.
Final second now of this first half as this one is away. From a couple of yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And he's going to be taken down as time runs out on this first half of play. So we have reached halftime with these two teams separated by a touchdown. As we'll send you down to Orlando now, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report.
All right, Mike, thanks very much, and welcome in everyone to our EA Sports halftime report. It was a strong first half for running back Tony Pollard. He had a touchdown run that helped get his guys this halftime lead. These two teams making their way back out of their locker room, so that means we're just about set for the second half. And to bring it your way, we go back out to Mike and Greg.
Coach, thank you. Both teams trying to find the right formula to come out on top in this second half coming up. Pretty interesting first half. We'll see if any strategy changes for the next 30 minutes or more as this second half gets underway. And he'll be taken down right at the 29-yard line. The Titans offense and Mason Rudolph heading out onto the field. And he has been a nightmare to scheme against throughout this one. This defense has been picked apart. That is borne out in those impressive numbers. He has been terrific all game long. They'll come up here 1st and 10. Now, faking the give. A throw right side is intercepted. That's the safety, Grant Delpit.
All right, Mike, you know me. I tend to be an offensive guy, so if we're taking a big shot to start this half, I'm thinking touchdown. But rather, we go interception to begin the second half. Now, still an exciting play. I think we're going to see both sides willing to continue to take these risks, take these chances throughout the rest of this second half.
The visitors' offense and quarterback Deshaun Watson getting set for their next drive. And this defense has really had their way so far, intercepting him twice, forced into a number of bad throws, and generally the D has just made it tough to operate all game long. Three tight ends in the game to start the drive. On the handoff, this is Chubb. And he'll drive this one forward down to the 36. Amani Hooker there on the tackle. They'll come up on a 2nd down and 8. From the shotgun, here's Watson. That's over the middle to his tight end, Njoku. Here's 3rd and 2. Watson. He'll go right back to Njoku. He's got it again.
When you're willing to throw the ball short of the sticks on 3rd down, you know what that tells me, Mike? The decision to go for it on 4th down has already been made. If you're able to pick it up with yards after the catch, great. But if not, it's a 4th and short, and you give yourself a realistic shot of converting on this 4th down.
On 4th down, Watson.
Outbreaking routes, Mike, especially outside of the numbers, everything is about the timing. If you're late with the throw, you're going to be watching that defensive back take that thing the other way for 6.
Njoku, the tight end, is the one in motion. They'll fake the handoff. Now Watson. And he's not able to get away. He does manage to get back to the original line of scrimmage, and that'll set up 2nd down.
We've seen a little bit of a transformation across the defensive tackle position. And what I mean, Mike, is years ago, they were on the interior of the line to stuff the run. They were big bodies taking up space. Now, not only do you have to defend the run, you have to be able to win one-on-one matchups and get to the quarterback.
We'll try again. It's 2nd and 10. Now Chubb. And he will take this down close to a 1st down. Pickup of 9. They've got him a yard short of the sticks. They'll look to pick this up 3rd and a yard. They'll try and run it here, and it's Chubb. And the Browns have a 1st and goal forthcoming. He takes this down to the 5-yard line.
I think if that rush would have failed, Mike, I think they would have had an interesting decision to make come 4th down, but that's all out the window now. Nice pickup, sets up 1st and goal.
Five yards from the house. They've got it 1st and goal. Njoku, the tight end, is the one in motion. Here's Chubb. Down to the 4, it'll be 2nd and goal. Up the middle, here's 4. That play may have taken a little bit too long to develop. It's no gain. He's back at the 4-yard line.
So on 2nd down, they try to hammer it in on the ground, Mike, but now on 3rd and goal, I don't think you have any choice but to put this ball in your quarterback's hands and test this defense through the air.
Good job so far by the defense protecting the short field. Now it's 3rd and goal. That's to the end zone, but they can't connect. It's incomplete.
Teams practice these situations all week long, Mike. Down here in the tight red zone, you find yourself inside the 10-yard line. You're thinking, we've got to come away with a touchdown. Well, after that 3rd down incomplete, it's going to be real interesting to see how they approach this 4th down after failing on 3rd.
3 for 3 in the game, as this one is also good. And the Browns are able to cut it to 4, 17-13.
Yeah, he does a nice job handling that kick there, but I think offensively, you come back to the sideline and you're thinking, we have to find a way to finish these drives. I mean, to be in 1st and goal and settle for 3, that can be very deflating for an offense settling for too many field goals.
So Hopkins now, following the made field goal, back out to send it away. On the return, here's Tajay Spears. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. The home team's offense makes their way back out to the field for their next possession. They'll start it here with a 1st and 10. A give to Pollard, running right. And they will finally run him down up near midfield.
I've always gone by the philosophy, Mike, that the pass sets up the run. And in these last 2 plays, that's exactly what happened. You hit them with the big pass, they adjust. You soften them up a little bit, you take advantage for the big gain on the ground.
Off play action. He'll set up to throw. Going up top. And he can't hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be 2nd down.
They nearly connected on the big play downfield, but he's not quite able to hold on to that ball through the contact. You can chalk that one up as a win defensively.
On the bootleg, he'll look to throw. It is caught. It is Westbrook-Akine. And he'll be taken down, but they are in business inside the 30-yard line.
These crossing concepts are frequently used, Mike, throughout the entire game, all across the league. And what it does is it creates a lot of natural rubs. You run out the backside of the defense and rely heavily on the yards after the catch, and it's exactly how they're able to pick up this big gain.
Here's 1st and 10. The tight end, Okonkwo, is in motion. There's that man again. Another catch. And this takes him into the red zone. He's brought down inside the 20-yard line.
I'd like to see them do a better job here the rest of the game, Mike, just disguising the coverage from the pre-snap look to the post-snap look. And what I mean is, when you have a quarterback at this level, and what they see before the ball's in their hands is the exact same thing they see once they do get the ball, everything is just so much easier for them to process. Change the look, change the coverages, move your safeties. Make the quarterback have to process with the ball in his hand.
Here's 2nd and 9. They'll run the toss. Here's Pollard. And not much there. He's back to the original line. No gain on that one.
The offense is trying to test the edges of the perimeter of this defense, Mike, but the defense is just too quick to the ball. Total team defense, pursuit, 11 hats to the ball carrier. It's exactly what we saw here. Keep that gain to nothing.
To throw is Rudolph. He'll look for Pollard out of the backfield. And the Titans are going to have a 1st and goal coming up as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
And what really stands out about this drive is the ability of the quarterback to really spread the ball around to multiple targets and put so much pressure on the defense, deciding who do they want to account for, because no matter who they try to take away, the quarterback's doing a nice job of finding the open man.
He'll look to throw. And he'll take it on in. Chig Okonkwo. Touchdown, Titans. That is 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. Now, Folk, on for the extra point. The kick is good. And the Titans will extend this 3rd quarter lead. After the touchdown, out is Folk to kick this one away. On the return, this is Strong. And a decent return there. He'll get this up just shy of the 30. The visitors' offense back onto the field for their next possession. Greg, sitting up here with you, this is not the same energy we saw from this team at the start of the game. How much has the defense kind of sapped it out of them?
Oh, I think it's a big factor in this game. And when you start taking the ball away at the rate that they have today, it takes a lot of the confidence out of the offense. And I think that's the body language that you're referring to. There is a lot of doubt creeping in to this offense. And it's almost becoming to the point where you don't want to be the guy with the ball because you're afraid you're going to give it up. And when it gets to that, man, as an offense, you're in trouble.
This pass caught by Judy. It'll be taken down rather swiftly after a gain of just 3.
Similar to a tight end, the slot receiver is often considered the safety blanket. He makes all the difficult catches, tends to be a little bit more around the line of scrimmage, and so far today, he's certainly lived up to that reputation.
A give to Ford on the zone read. And he's going to be taken down on the other side of the 50-yard line.
Big hole up the middle. The interior of this offensive line did a great job clearing some space. The back saw it quick, and he hit it. And next thing you know, he was in the secondary for a big pickup.
So they come to the line for 1st down and 10. They'll run once more with Ford. And the defense was ready for him this time. Did not have the same room to run. That one's no gain.
At some point, the offensive line cannot just be dependent on the perfect play call. Somebody has to win. Somebody has to distort the defense and create some space for the running back to run. In this case, nobody could win. Stop for no gain.
Njoku, the tight end, is the one in motion. Running is Chubb. Maybe a couple there. It's 3rd down. Out of the gun, Watson. And that is incomplete.
Here's the quarterback doing everything in his power to extend this play, and none of his guys could get open. You got to see someone separate, work with your quarterback, go into scramble second reaction mode, and let's also give some credit to the back end doing a nice job plastering with their assignment, and he had no choice but to throw it away.
And we will not have a return here. This one angled out of bounds. The home team's offense and their quarterback headed out for their next possession. And as we take you through some of the highlights so far, you're going to see a lot of passing yards. He has carved up this defense, over 300 yards passing in the game, and has been sharp right from the start. So 1st and 10 now. They'll start from the 22. Off the play fake. He'll look to throw. Connecting with his tight end, Okonkwo.
There's no more efficient play in the NFL, Mike, than the play-action passing game, and you can see here why. You make the defense have to honor both the run and the pass, and he's able to pick up a nice gain to his tight end.
2nd down and 3. Here's Rudolph. And they'll get him down after a gain of 5, but that is enough for a 1st down.
Really nice job there to move the chains early in this drive, but now as they approach midfield, continue to keep your foot on the gas. Don't get conservative. Don't start sitting on the ball. Cross midfield and go. Anytime you find yourself on your opponent's side of the field, you have to be thinking points.
Woo. He'll dodge one would-be tackler and wind up getting a nice gain of 6 on the play.
This just shows why you can't count on just one guy to take him down. He's a powerful enough runner. You gotta have guys coming in support when that first hit is made. It takes a team effort to stop him, especially once he gets going.
The tight end, Okonkwo, is in motion. Rudolph, and that's going to be incomplete. Coverage was good that time. The contact jarring the ball loose and forcing 3rd down.
I got high standards for offensive players, but in this case, Mike, I think I'm giving all the credit to the defender. He timed that one up perfectly, and what could have been an easy play ends up as an incomplete.
They'll try to set up the screen here. Good looking screen play there. A gain of 11 and a 1st down.
Every once in a while, it just comes down to you need somebody in the huddle to just make a play, and it wasn't a whole lot fancy here. The quarterback just dumps the ball down, a quick underneath completion, and then really it's the yards after catch that did the rest, and that's what it takes. You're not always going to have the perfect play. You're not always going to dial up the perfect play against the perfect look. Sometimes players need to make plays, and that was a good one there.
He's going to get it to Okonkwo. And he's close to another 1st down as he's brought down just shy of the marker.
So the hope is when you call these underneath drag routes, you're trying to have your tight end come out the backside of the defense in space. So when you put the ball on him early, it leads to big yards after the catch. In this case, they don't get the real big play they were hoping for, but they'll definitely take it.
Rudolph looking to throw. Catch made. That's Boyd. And he's going to be out of bounds, but they take it to the 20-yard line with that one. That's his 2nd catch on the drive. This one is good for 20 yards. A fresh set of downs to work with. It is 1st down and 10. Pollard. He'll be taken down after a gain of 2. They send Ridley in motion. Now Rudolph. That's out to the flat, and it's complete.
When a defense has speed to the ball like this group does, it makes these wide receiver screens really challenging because all those fast linebackers and defensive backs that are chasing the ball carrier, the offensive line are the ones responsible for them, and sometimes that's just a speed mismatch, and they can't get out in front.
A successful drive, but in danger of stalling. Trying to convert now on 3rd and 7. Now they'll set up to throw. That ball is caught on the sideline and both feet inbounds. A big 3rd down pickup for a 1st down. A gain of 16, good enough for a 1st down.
I love the way the ball's been moving around to different guys this drive, Mike. I mean, it really keeps the defense guessing and off balance. And now this defense is going to have to figure out how to keep this offense out of the end zone because it's 1st and goal.
Throwing, Rudolph. Pressure gets there, and down he goes.
The offense goes from feeling really good about the previous play with a real nice pickup to then on the ensuing play ending up going the complete opposite direction. Really nice job here by the defense immediately getting back on track. And what do the coaches say? Just play the next play, and that's exactly what they did.
So push back to the 11-yard line for 2nd and goal. They send Ridley in motion. They'll look to throw. He'll swing this one out wide to his running back. And he finds a seam and takes it down to the 3.
We tend to make NFL offense very complicated, Mike, but sometimes it's as simple as this. Get the ball into the hands of your playmakers and just let them do the rest.
Line of scrimmage, the 3. 3rd and goal. They'll try to run this one in. And he's so close to breaking the plane, but the official's going to come in and mark him short. So now it's 4th down. So instead of going for the 1st down, in comes the field goal unit. Bit of a surprise here. This about as short as you can get. 3 for 3 in the game, as this one is also good. And the Titans will extend their lead.
It's always a little bit of a letdown, Mike. You find yourself deep in the red zone and you have to settle for a short field goal like that. In this case, he's able to put it through, and they get 3.
So Nick Folk back out after the made field goal. He'll boot this one away. Here comes Ford on the return. And he'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. The Browns offense and their running back set to go once more. They trail by 2 touchdowns, so the time is now. Got to get that rally going. It starts with 1st and 10. Play action. Watson. And this offensive line just has no answers right now. It's another sack.
If they win this game, this pass rush is going to be a big reason why. The 5 sacks speak for itself, but their ability to disrupt the timing of this offense, that can't be overstated.
Work to do now as they come up on 2nd and long. From the shotgun, here's Watson. A throw, Right side taken by Njoku. And he'll be taken down up past the 40-yard line.
Whatever they've talked about in the locker room at the halftime break seems to have worked. They've come out with a new established energy. You could see it when they took the field. Now this offense seems to be building on it because with that chunk play, just a little bit of rhythm that they can build off of. They got a long way to go to get back into this game.
And he's going to be taken down. They get him for the sack at the end of this third quarter. So we are through 3. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. On second down, here's Watson. And he's going to go down yet again. He has been under fire all game long.
This has been a masterful game plan defensively. I mean, not only have they found their mismatches and been able to exploit them, it's led to 7 sacks so far. I mean, even when the offense seems to make an adjustment, Mike, the defense just still seems to be one step ahead of them.
So, backed up after the sack, and now it's 3rd and long. Shotgun snap to Watson. Looking deep here for Tillman. And he's going to be taken down at the 30-yard line.
And this offense is now really on the move, Mike, and it's a passing game that's leading the way. They've been able to march their way downfield thanks to this aerial attack, so don't expect them to go to the ground game anytime soon. If I'm this play caller, I'm continuing to lead on this, not only in this drive, but probably for the rest of this game.
Boy, some bulk in the formation on that right side here for 1st and 10. A run up the middle with Chubb. And he'll get about 6 there, setting up 2nd down. They'll run right here with Chubb. And he is not going to get away. Might have gotten a yard, but it will set up 3rd down. On play action, it's Watson. Open man, right side. He's got it. About 19 yards on that one, and they're in business. It's 1st and goal.
And this is a tricky part of the game for any defense. You find yourself protecting a late lead, and the age-old question is, do you remain aggressive? Do you try to just keep the ball from being thrown over your head and make everything be tackled and played in front of you? That's what every defensive coordinator struggles with, so they can't get too soft here as they try to hold on to this lead here late.
Well, a chance to get right back in it here. 1st down and goal. They'll run with Chubb. And he will score. Game on. Nick Chubb. Touchdown, Browns. Greg, they are pecking away at this one now. Very big touchdown. Gets them right within reach of pulling this comeback off.
Well, Mike, at the very least, they've given themselves a chance, but can they get a stop and get the ball back again for a chance to go down and really make this one interesting?
Now Hopkins on to add the extra point. It's up and through. And the Browns will cut the deficit to 7. So, things a little more interesting now. Back to a one-score game as they kick it away. Spears now to return it. And a solid run back there. He'll get this out past the 30-yard line. The Titans offense and their quarterback set to take the field once more. And he has been masterful so far leading this offense, keeping the mistakes to a minimum, on point with his passes, generally one step ahead of the defense all game long. Set to go now on 1st and 10. The drive starts. It's a carry by Pollard. And he'll gain about 6 there as it's up past the 35-yard line. They'll work now on 2nd and 4. Now here's a keeper on the zone read. And he'll get this close to the first down. It's a pickup of 4, but it still leaves 3rd and short.
Nice job by the defense. They had that one well read from the beginning, Mike. Someone's responsible for the running back, but the key here was the defender responsible for the quarterback. Stays with him, keeps him to a short gain.
They'll try and run for the first down with Pollard. And he's going to be brought down right on that yellow line with the official signal. He's got enough for the first down.
I think everybody in the stadium saw that run coming, Mike, but good luck stopping it. I mean, all he really had to do was just fall forward, and it would be enough to pick up the first down.
They'll go back to Pollard on first down, and he'll get 2 on this one before being taken down. Second down and 8. Up the middle, here comes Pollard. And he winds up dancing and spinning out of a tackle. Winds up getting 8 yards on that one. Good run.
Very positive returns on that run. I mean, really, the only thing not to like is that they weren't able to move the chains. But you know what? The way he ran there, I think they go right back to him and see if he has even a bigger carry in him.
On third down, here's Pollard. A gain there of 11. First down for Tennessee.
And this running game has really been rolling, Mike, all game long. The holes, the run lanes, they've been there consistently. Here's another nice run as they look to put this game away.
They'll go 3 tight ends here on 1st and 10. Back to throw is Rudolph. And he'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete. They'll try again here. 2nd and 10. Back to throw. They try to set up the screen, but this one doomed from the start. It's incomplete.
I think he just rushed that decision just a little bit downfield. I mean, it's one thing to trust your guy to make a play in tight coverage, but I think if he was a little bit more patient in his progression, there was an easier throw out there that wouldn't make him have to throw such a tight window ball and put his receiver in a tight spot.
To the left side in the hands of Boyd. And he's very close to a first down, but it doesn't look like he got there. And yes, they're going to mark him a yard short.
I think this is one of those plays that when the ball carrier watches this back in the film room tomorrow, he's going to be a little frustrated with himself. If he could just have made that one guy miss, he picks up the first down. Instead, he gets brought down short of the sticks, and now they got a 4th down decision to make.
And he's not going to get there. The defense was ready for it, and they stuff him on 4th down.
So this play by the middle linebacker is all about play recognition. Reminds me of a former teammate, Luke Kuechly. He knew the play before it was going to happen. Watch him. He diagnoses, He tracks the ball and bang, makes a huge tackle, short of the yard to gain, forces the turnover on downs.
The Browns offense getting things in order as they trot out for this next possession. They trail here by a touchdown as this drive will start with a first down. They'll fake the handoff. Now Watson. He keeps it himself.
Initially, Mike, a really good job by the defense. Nowhere to go with the ball for this quarterback. He's forced to pull it down and turn into a runner. Little slow reaction, and he's able to actually pick up a pretty good gain.
They'll come up here on 2nd down and 5. On the ground, this is Ford. And he'll get this close to the first down. It's a pickup of 4, but it still leaves 3rd and short. They'll try and run for the first down. It's Ford.
Really just the same approach that an offense would take on a quarterback sneak, Mike. You don't necessarily have to spring them for a huge gain. Can you buy just enough space up front to pick up 1 yard? That's exactly what they did. Pick up the first down.
They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10. Watson going to give it to Chubb. And he finds some space, tackled after a gain of 7 on first down. Here's a 2nd and 3 forthcoming. Once again, it's Chubb. And nothing on that one, back to the line of scrimmage, and that is it.
Heck of an effort by this runner, Mike, just to get back to the line of scrimmage. I think most backs around the league, that play would have resulted in a loss, but not this guy. Continued to fight, continued to do everything he could to prevent the loss, but it still stopped for no gain.
Njoku, the tight end, is the one in motion. They'll try and run it here, and it's Chubb. Moving this to the 36-yard line will give them enough. Chains will move. It's a first down. On the handoff, Ford. And he finds a little bit of space. He'll take this forward for a gain of 4. Here's 2nd and 6. Back to throw is Watson. That's caught by Ford. And that's going to be a first down. A pickup of 9.
You get so caught up defending all of these weapons all over the field, and it's sometimes really easy to forget about the back. And in this case, the quarterback does a nice job just dropping the ball off in his check down, and he lets him do the rest.
Now give to Chubb, running right. Powerful running there. Stiff-arming his way for a gain of 6. They'll come up now for 2nd down and 4. They'll stay on the ground with Chubb. And the Browns are going to have a 1st and goal coming up as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
I think this 2nd down call, Mike, they were hoping that at worst they had themselves set up for a 3rd down and short. but there's no need for third down. He was able to get enough on second, and they get a fresh set of downs.
They'll run here. It's Ford. He'll get a yard or two to the 8. 2nd and goal. Now here's 2nd and goal. Njoku, the tight end, is the one in motion. On the handoff, this is Chubb. And he churns out some of the hard yards in this area of the field, working it to the 3-yard line. Two plays at their disposal, but they'd love to get it right here on 3rd and goal. They'll try and run it. It's Ford. And he's so close to breaking the plane, but the official's going to come in and mark him short. So now it's 4th down. They snap it to Watson. And he will fight his way to the end zone. Deshaun Watson. Touchdown, Cleveland. 2 touchdowns for him now on the afternoon. A huge touchdown there in the 4th quarter, and now just a point away from tying the game.
And that's one of those drives, Mike, where you know your best is needed. Can you come through here late and give your team a chance? They're an extra point away from tying this thing up, and we got ourselves a ball game.
So they're not level yet. A critical extra point attempt to follow. The kick is good, and that will tie this game here in the 4th quarter. All even. 4th quarter, everything we've wanted. What's in store in the remaining time? And he'll work this one past the 25 to right about the 28-yard line. The home team's offense and their running back getting ready to go back to work. And it's hard to believe you could run the ball a whole lot better than he has. The vision, the cutback ability, the acceleration, the stats. It has all been on display throughout. They'll come up here, 1st and 10. They'll give it to Pollard to start this drive. And he'll be stacked up at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play.
We've seen this back have his way with this defense all game long, Mike. He's up over 100 yards for the game, but this time the defense said, we've had enough. They sold out to stop him. They hold him to no gain.
On play action, he'll set up to throw. He'll be hit as he throws this time, and it's going to fall incomplete. And he might be fortunate just to avoid the sack, and it'll set up a 3rd down.
The whole idea of the play-action pass, Mike, is that you can slow the pass rush down enough that it allows longer, slower developing pass concepts to open up downfield. But in this case, they were on him so fast that by the time he got his head around, that ball needed to come out. There was no timing and ultimately led in an incompletion.
13 yards on that pass play. That's good for a Titan 1st down.
You get in these situations, 3rd down, tie game, 4th quarter. I mean, this is really where your quarterback makes his money. you are going to put your faith and say, all right, what is the best play for this offense to execute? And the game really rests in the hands of your quarterback. And if he continues to come up with these third down pickups and continues to extend this drive, he's got a shot to come away the hero and win this game here late.
So, 2 minutes to play here in the second half. We'll come back and finish this one off after this. 2nd and 6 coming up. The tight end Okonkwo is in motion. They'll drop to throw, and that's going to be incomplete. Coverage was good that time. The contact jarring the ball loose and forcing third down.
Great job there defensively, separating the man from the ball. And this is the moments of the game where you need your best players to step up. And this guy's showing what he's capable of doing in the game's critical moment.
The tight end Okonkwo is in motion. He'll look middle, and he's got his man complete. They get 14 on that hookup. First down for Tennessee.
A clutch throw here to keep their chances alive. Tie ball game as they approach midfield now. They've got to keep an eye on the clock. They've got to find a way to get this ball into field goal range, stop the clock, and see if your kicker could be a hero.
He's into space past the 25. Give them 17 more, and they are on a roll. Another first down.
I think it's clear, Mike. I think they have their sights set on winning this game in regulation. I don't think overtime is even in the picture. They are trying to be aggressive, continue to move this ball down. Can they find a way to pull this game off here late in the fourth quarter?
Plenty of time, all 3 timeouts left. It's 1st and 10. Tight end going in motion here. To throw is Rudolph. That's to the tight end, Nick Van Nett. And that keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a first down completion of 7 yards. They'll come up now for 2nd down. They'll run with Pollard. And that won't get a whole lot. Maybe a yard, but that's it. Now we'll get a timeout, Cleveland. That's their second. They'll talk things over before 3rd down. Tight end motioning left. Rudolph. And this is going to be incomplete. That is great work there, making things difficult defensively. It'll set up a 4th down.
Really nice job there by the defense defending the middle of the field. That is the most valuable real estate on the field. They know every single offense is trying to attack the defense between the hashes, so give credit. They took away all the throwing lanes, and that ball falls incomplete. And this has been such a tight game, but that's a big one right there. I mean, you need a kicker with confidence. Well, this guy, he fits the bill. He steps up and knocks it through to give his guys a lead here in the fourth quarter.
So they lead by 3 here in this fourth quarter. Now have to turn it over to the defense as they kick it off. And he is stopped at the 25. The drive will begin there. The Browns offense ready to take over once again. They'll begin with 1st and 10. Out of the gun, Watson. The ball deflected at least a couple of times, but it'll fall to the ground. It's incomplete.
Defense has a chance to all but end this game, but they can't secure the interception, and now the offense has new life. But is there enough time? Do they have enough opportunities still to find themselves in position to go try to pull this one out?
A play fake. Now Watson to throw. He runs with it. And finally, they'll bring him down, but he's up beyond the 45-yard line. Final minute, 1 timeout remaining, and it's 1st and 10. Back to throw is Watson. There's that man again, another catch. The Browns going to use the last of their timeouts now. Clock stops with 33 seconds remaining. This is 1st and 10. Watson. There's a short throw caught by Njoku. And he's close to another first down as he's brought down just shy of the marker. Here's 2nd down. Now Watson. Who else? Another catch for his favorite target. And he's out of bounds with the first down, so they get a new set of downs and just as importantly stop the clock. Now on comes Dustin Hopkins in a pressure situation. This to force overtime. The Titans will use the first of their timeouts. Now on comes Dustin Hopkins in a pressure situation. This one he's got to have. This one is on target, and it is good. And the Browns will tie up the game. Four quarters could not determine a winner. We get back underway here in overtime. Spears now to return it. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. The Titans offense about ready to take over once more. They'll try to establish some tempo as they start this one with 1st and 10. Here's Rudolph. This one intercepted. Picked by Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah.
You know, Mike, it's not often that you could say one individual player may have won his team the game, but I think this might be one of those circumstances. It's the first play of overtime, and there he is, putting his teammates on his back, picking off that pass. Now, thanks to his effort, they just got to knock this one through the goalposts, and it's all over.
Three tight ends in the game to start the drive. Here's a handoff to Chubb. And he's going to be stopped in his tracks. He'll lose a couple of yards on that one.
Well, they try to get the run game started here early on this drive, Mike, and they're just going to have to do a better job up front. There's really nowhere for this ball carrier to go. You never want to lose yards on first down, but that's exactly the case here.
Watson will make the read and holds on. And the defense there to meet him. They'll hold him to 2 and bring up third down.
They went to the design quarterback run, and there just wasn't a lot of space for the quarterback to operate. You can see him kind of waiting for some of the blocks to develop. Never transpired. Didn't get a whole lot going. Short game.
Throwing on third down, Watson. Pickup of 11 yards on that one. It's a Browns first down.
Well, sometimes as a play caller, it's pretty easy. Get the ball into the hands of your best players. In this case, a wide receiver screen. Get it to him quick, get some blockers out in front, let him do the rest after the catch, and he picks up the first down.
On first down, it's Watson. That's caught. It's the tight end, Njoku. Second down and 3. They give it, and it's 4. And the Browns are going to have a first and goal coming up as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points. Njoku, the tight end, is the one in motion. Here's Chubb. And he's into the end zone. That'll do it. They win it in OT. So it's a win for the visiting Cleveland Browns. They had to work for this one. All even through 4 quarters, able to get the breakthrough in overtime to come away with a victory. So that'll do it for us. For Greg Olson and our terrific team behind the scenes, I'm Mike Tirico. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. Follow us on X at EA Madden NFL. So long, everybody.